It all started with a sound, a metallic clang echoing through the swampy air. For over 200 years, Oak Island has guarded its secrets like a jealous dragon. Generations of searchers dug, drilled, and dreamed, only to be met with disappointment and despair. The treasure was a myth, they said, a fool's quest, cursed by tragedy. But not anymore, because today that curse is broken. The impossible has happened. The whispers of legend have turned into the roar of truth. The Oak Island mystery, the greatest unsolved treasure hunt in history, has finally surrendered its first real secret. And what lies beneath the earth is more staggering than anyone ever dared to imagine. It began in the swamp, the place long dismissed as a natural quirk. For years, the team trudged through its black waters, convinced something was there, hiding beneath the muck. But when new technology entered the scene, the swamp's mask finally slipped. Jeremy's advanced conductivity survey painted the northern tip of the swamp in deep crimson, a beacon of buried metal screaming for attention. This wasn't random debris. This was deliberate. This was engineered. And the location matched the oldest, strangest legends. The Jack Adams box, a container said to hold unimaginable riches. Could this anomaly be the real thing? Would a metal box give you that reading? Absolutely. And that meant only one thing. The swamp wasn't a swamp at all. It was a lid. A carefully crafted lid sealing something of unimaginable value from the world. But the swamp wasn't the only one giving up its secrets. At the Money Pit, the heart of every treasure hunter's dream, a sonar scanned down borehole L-15 returned images so shocking, the team could hardly believe their eyes. A massive void, not a cave, not a crack in the bedrock, a deliberate structure. 150 feet down, the scanner revealed a huge linear chamber with sharp, clean walls. A secret passage. It matched every theory about the infamous offset chamber, the hidden vault built to outwit anyone daring to steal the treasure. Now it wasn't theory. It was real. And it was waiting. Meanwhile, Lot 10 revealed another piece of the puzzle. Ground-penetrating radar confirmed what Fred Nolan suspected decades ago, that Oak Island wasn't always an island. It had once been two islands, stitched together by a massive man-made dam. This swamp wasn't nature's work. It was engineering genius from centuries past, crafted to guard something priceless. The clues were no longer scattered fragments of a mystery. They were converging, drawing an arrow straight toward the truth. And then came the maps. Ancient, yellowed, and brimming with secrets. Researcher Zena Halpern laid them on the table like weapons of revelation. One dated back to 1179, 8 centuries ago. It marked Oak Island long before history even remembered its name. Another, drawn in 1347, bore cryptic French words. Atre, anchor, Vanna valve. Instructions? Warnings? No one knew. But one thing was certain. This was no pirate stash. This was something older, deeper, and infinitely more dangerous. Suddenly, the Knights Templar theory, once scoffed at, felt chillingly real. Could the guardians of the Holy Grail have buried their most sacred relics beneath this remote patch of earth? Determined to follow the evidence, the team overlaid Zena's ancient maps on modern satellite images. And then, like a ghost stepping into the present, the centuries-old drawings aligned perfectly with Oak Island's contours. That's when they saw it, a glowing anomaly on both the old map and the modern scan, sitting like a secret heartbeat near Dave Blankenship's house. A bright spot, a hole, an entrance. The room went silent. Skepticism vanished. This wasn't hope anymore. This was a target. Adrenaline surged as the team grabbed shovels and descended on the site. Each strike into the earth felt electric, like knocking on history's door. Then it happened. A metallic clank that froze everyone in place. Metal on metal. Breathless, they scraped and dug, peeling back layers of soil until a shape emerged. A flat, rusted slab set deep into the ground. A hatch. A real hatch. The kind you see in stories but never in real life. For a moment, no one moved. After 2 centuries of heartbreak, here it was, the threshold to everything. With trembling hands and pounding hearts, they cleared the hatch and heaved. It fought them at first, groaning like an ancient beast. Then, with a shriek of corroded metal, it gave way. A rush of cold, damp air spilled out, heavy with the scent of centuries. Flashlights cut through the black, revealing a stairway spiraling into darkness. Stone steps, slick with moss, carved by hands long dead. They were going in. One by one, they descended into the earth, swallowed by a silence so thick it seemed alive. The walls closed in, rough stone etched with strange markings. The air grew colder, wetter, until the passage opened into a vast chamber that stole their breath. An arched ceiling soared above. Symbols danced across the walls, symbols no one could read. And in the center stood a stone table, cloaked in dust, crowned with relics. Yellowed scrolls, carved chests, objects that hummed with the weight of forgotten time. Hands shaking, they pried open the first chest. Inside, cushioned on rotted cloth, gold coins gleamed like captured sunlight. For a heartbeat, no one spoke. Then came the explosion of joy, a raw, primal cry tearing through the chamber. Proof. Solid, glittering proof. The treasure was real. 2 centuries of doubt shattered in an instant. But even as celebration roared, the flashlights swung to something else. A doorway at the far end, sealed by a slab of stone. The gold was only the beginning. It took every ounce of strength, every lever, every grunt of determination to shift the slab. The grinding thunder of stone on stone filled the chamber like a war drum. And then, just wide enough to slip through, a gap appeared. Beyond it lay a smaller room, darker, stranger, and infinitely more precious. Rows of wooden shelves lined the walls, sagging beneath the weight of dozens of ornate boxes. Each one a masterpiece, carved with intricate designs, symbols whispering secrets from a forgotten age. This wasn't just treasure. This was knowledge, a library of relics, a vault of truth. Objects from every corner of the world lay hidden here. Scrolls scrawled in languages no one spoke anymore, tools that defied their time, artifacts binding continents and centuries into one impossible story. The team moved like dreamers, their lights sweeping over history's beating heart. Each box they opened deepened the mystery. This wasn't about gold anymore. This was about power, faith, and fear, about something so dangerous it had to be erased from the world. Was it the Templars hiding their sacred relics? The lost manuscripts of Francis Bacon? The jewels of fallen queens? The questions thundered like drums in their skulls. And for the first time, the answers felt terrifyingly close. When they finally climbed back into the sunlight, their faces streaked with dirt and awe, they were not the same men who had gone down. They had touched the impossible. They had broken the curse. But deep down, they knew the truth. The search wasn't over. It was just beginning. Oak Island had given up one secret, but the island still had more, far more. And whatever lay deeper, beyond that last sealed door, was big enough to rewrite history itself.